The Splashy Adventures of Wally, the water drop. Once upon a time, in a world not so far away, there lived a tiny, bouncy, and super-duper energetic water drop named Wally. Wally wasn't just any water drop, oh no. He was a superhero water drop, here to save the day and teach everyone about the importance of water. Wally lived in a big, sparkly ocean called the Aqua Blue Sea, where he spent his days doing cannonballs off waves, racing his fish friends, and telling jokes to the seagulls. But one day, something super weird happened. Wally noticed that the ocean didn't look as sparkly as it used to. There were plastic bottles floating around, soda cans bobbing in the waves, and even a soggy sandwich. What in the splash is going on here? Wally exclaimed, his tiny water drop face scrunching up in confusion. That's when Wally's wise old friend, Professor Puddle, floated over. Professor Puddle was a big, gloppy puddle who knew everything about water. Wally, my boy, said Professor Puddle, the humans are littering. They're throwing trash into the water, and it's making our home dirty. If we don't do something, the whole ocean could turn into a giant garbage soup. Wally gasped. Garbage soup? That sounds disgusting. I love soup, but not that kind of soup. Professor Puddle nodded. Exactly. And it's not just the ocean. Rivers, lakes, and even the water that comes out of your tap are in danger. Did you know that only 1% of all the water on Earth is drinkable? That's like having one tiny cookie for 1 million hungry kids. Wally's eyes widened. Oh, that's not enough cookies, I mean. Water. We've got to do something. And so, Wally the water drop set off on a splashy adventure to save the water. Chapter 1. The river rescue. Wally's first stop was the Giggling River, where he met a grumpy old turtle named Timothy. Timothy was stuck in a plastic six-pack ring, and he was not happy about it. Hey, Timothy, Wally called out. Why the long face? Because I'm stuck in this ridiculous plastic thing. Timothy snapped. Humans just throw their trash everywhere. And now I look like I'm wearing a weird necklace. Wally giggled. He couldn't help it, Timothy did. Look pretty silly. But then he got serious. Don't worry, Timothy. I'll set you free, using his super water powers. Wally squirted a tiny jet of water at the plastic ring until it broke. Timothy was free. Thanks, Wally, said Timothy. But you know, this isn't just about me. Littering hurts all of us. Did you know that 80% of ocean trash comes from land? That means if humans stop littering on land, they can save the oceans too. Wally nodded. Wow, that's a splash-tastic fact. I'll make sure to tell everyone. Chapter 2. The Lake Lesson next. Wally floated over to Sparkle Lake, where he met a group of frogs having a jumping contest. But something was wrong. The lake was covered in a weird green slime. What's going on here? Wally asked. One of the frogs, a goofy guy named Freddie, hopped over. It's algae, Freddie explained. When humans use too many chemicals on their lawns or farms, it washes into the water and makes this yucky slime. It's not good for us frogs or for the fish. Wally frowned. That's not cool. Water is supposed to be clean and clear, not slimy and green. Freddie nodded. Exactly. And did you know that 2.2 billion people around the world don't have access to clean water? That's like every single person in China and India combined. We've got to protect the water we have. Wally made a mental note to tell the humans about this. Thanks, Freddie. I'll make sure everyone knows how important it is to keep our water clean. Chapter 3. The Tap Talk finally. Wally zoomed through the pipes and popped out of a kitchen faucet in a little girl's house. The girl's name was Lily, and she was brushing her teeth with the water running. "Ho, Lily!" Wally shouted. "You're wasting water." Lily jumped in surprise. A talking water drop? Cool. Wally grinned. Yep, that's me. But listen, Lily, did you know that leaving the tap running while brushing your teeth can waste up to 4 gallons of water? That's enough to fill a whole fish tank. Lily's eyes widened. Really? I had no idea. Yup, said Wally. And here's another fun fact. Your body is about 60% water. That means you're basically a walking water balloon. Lily giggled. That's so silly. Okay, Wally, I promise I'll turn off the tap from now on. The big splash finale after his adventures, Wally returned to the aqua blue sea, where he held a big meeting with all his water drop friends. Listen up, everyone, Wally announced. Water is super important. It keeps us alive, helps plants grow, and makes the world a beautiful place. But we've got to protect it. That means no littering, no wasting water, and no yucky chemicals. All the water drops cheered. Hooray for Wally! Hooray for water! And from that day on, Wally made it his mission to teach everyone, kids, grown-ups, and even grumpy turtles about the importance of water. The end, or is it? So, what can you do to help Wally save the water? Here are some splashtastic tips. Don't litter. Always throw trash in the bin. Turn off the tap when you're brushing your teeth or scrubbing your hands. Use less plastic. Plastic takes hundreds of years to break down and often ends up in the water. Tell your friends. The more people who know, the better. Remember, every drop counts. So let's all be like Wally and protect our precious water. Splash out.